This isn't too bad. Obviously, I need to get a new shift boot, the upper shift boot, or whatever it's called. And then I noticed when I was driving, it would get hot up here, and the state of this insulation kind of tells me all I need to know. So we have this piece, we have this guy wrapped around, and then you can see that this is just completely disconnected now. So I think this is the upper shift boot. This has to get replaced, and there's another one down there somewhere too. I think that'll have to get replaced. Little unboxing video that I got from parts I got from Flying Miata, Mazda Miata, and Amazon. So Flying Miata sent me a neat sticker that I'll probably throw on my toolbox or somewhere else. Haven't decided yet. I got a boot from Amazon to replace the current upper shift boot. So Flying Miata shifter rebuild kit. So I have the brass bushing, upper boot, lower boot, and then the washer assembly. And then also from Flying Miata, I got the insulation replacement because insulation is terrible. And then I already put it away, but I have a canister right there, that big one, of transmission gear fluid. That's gonna go in the area where the shifter goes. Technically you don't have to, but everyone else online does it, so that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, it has give me a brass shifter and the plastic PTFE one. So I have options. I'll probably use the brass one. Okay, we're gonna replace all this stuff. So clip, screws in there, that guy out, screw there. So let's get to it. Screws are out. Let's push this guy in a little bit. Let's go ahead and take off the shift knob. Boop, that works. Take this guy off. All the way out. You pop it up from this side, that's what I determined. And then let's go ahead and get this guy out. This guy right here. Gotta pop him out. This guy removed. Back there. All this is coming out. Getting new of this and this. Now we gotta find the right socket. That's too big. It's not a 12. It's probably a 10. Yep, there you go. And then hopefully none of these require, what's it called? The break free. All the bolts are out, and as you can see, this guy totally detached. Trash. And now the lower shift boot. Jeez. Also fully detached there. So 4 more bolts there. And we are handbrakes on, so not worried about that. Those bolts look a bit smaller. Nope, they're also 10 millimeters, so let's get those off. Okay, so I got those bolts out. I will say this area smells pretty terrible. Oops. Oh yeah, that is not the color I want to see in there. Okay, so it has the brass bushing. So we got the circle piece, and then the wave springs. Just one wave spring it looks like, and then the lower boot. So with the shifter out, see how bad it is. I wiped it off a little bit, but I will say when I spin this, I can feel like pieces of metal inside of it. So to my knowledge, the upper turret isn't supposed to have any, it doesn't make contact with the transmission at all. So I think it's just like really old stuff in there. Yeah, it looks putrid. That's like, oh yeah, that's like shiny. Okay, so using some brake free to lubricate and penetrate, got everything off of this. I used this guy to pop the little cover off that guy. One thing I did notice was with this, like, I have axial play. Oh, that's hard to see, but I pulled it out a little bit, so now you can see it move down. I don't think it's supposed to do that, but for the shifter purposes, I don't think it matters too much. It's in there. I'm going to use some brake clean to clean it up properly, and then we'll get to reassembling everything. Okay, so I put a little bit of multi-purpose oil on here to get the lower boot on. It wasn't too hard, so before I did that, I put the black washer and the wave spring that clips into it. Wave spring facing up, and then the lower boot goes on, and then the internet says this little white dot here faces forward on the car. So it came with a plastic and a brass bushing. I'm gonna use the brass bushing because obviously brass is better than PTFE. Oh yeah, that's like, there's metal in there. Oh yeah, that's okay. Well, I need to suck that out. I have my suction pump hose. So I tried to get these pins out. The internet said you just kind of squeeze them, but that's not working for me. So I'm gonna spray some brake free, both sides of that, and then see if that helps. Okay, so while the brake free is working, I have my suction pump stuff here. I'm gonna quickly suck out everything that's in there. So that's what came out of it. And it's like a lot, and that stuff is icky. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pour some fresh and then suck it out because I mean it's still very dirty in there. Okay, so we pour some fresh in. Oops, spilling. So now that's filled up. I'm gonna stick the shifter in. I'm gonna stick this in here without the bushing, just to see if I can't. There we go. Okay, let me move it around a little bit, just to break up some of to mix around some of the stuff, and then we'll suck it off. Okay, so these two pins here are currently busting me. I've tried the pliers there to squeeze them out, didn't work. I put the brake free, didn't work. I hit them with the hammer and it's not budging. At least this one in the back isn't budging. I think my next step is to spray some brake clean, let it evaporate, and then heat up the pin on this back side here. Okay, so I used this guy and I heated up that area for a while, and I tried to lose his heat pretty quickly. All right, I need to either pump more heat into it, or it just won't get hot anyway. I tried to, again, won't do anything. Now I'm thinking maybe I could take off these 4 bolts. I'm just not sure. I assume there's a gasket in there, and if I take that out, then I'm ruining the gasket. I don't have any gasket material. You can try that side to heat up, and then hit it with the hammer. We'll try that. Okay, so that worked. I got the pin out. Hopefully I can get it back in, but that's one less problem to deal with now. So I can take this guy out. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. To that guy, and the wave spring. Let's go. Okay, I wiped out inside the turret. Now I'm going to go ahead and place my washer. Doesn't have a side, it's universal. That one should just fit in like that. Easy peasy. Now this guy goes in. Again, easy peasy. Now let's see how much effort it takes to get this pin back installed. Let's see. Oh, easy. Okay, 2 hands got it in. And then the internet says for this guy, it doesn't really matter how much you put in because it's just a lubricant. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. They say so as long as when you put the shifter turret in, oil doesn't spill out. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now it's time for the lower boot and the brass bushing. Got my lower boot, I got my white mark there. I have my ring and washer. So the white mark to the front. Just gonna drop that in ever so slightly. There we go. Money. Now some bolts. Bring this to the front. 1 bolt, 2 bolt, and it's on the ground. Okay. Okay. Bolts are in, finger tight. A couple good tightens there. Now we can start cranking down on them, 1/4 turn at a time. Okay, the internet says 70 to 90 inch-pounds, which would be about 7 or 8 foot-pounds. So I'm just gonna give it a good torque. I have a general idea of what 5 foot-pounds feels like, so I'm not too worried. There we go. I think that's good. Now we grab our upper shift boot over here. This guy. We can install him I'll put a drop of oil. I'll just take the oil with me. They say that oil helps installing this guy. Fortunately, the bolts are asymmetric, so there's only one right way to put this thing on. Appears to be this way. Yeah, that's easy. That was divine. I wonder how low this should be. Nope, too low. I gotta pull it back up. Yeah, I got it off and back on again, and I can feel the bottom of this boot. The bottom of the shift knob is like right around here. Pretty low, so I can pull this up just a hair more, and then I'll torque these down. Okay, shifter installed. Giving a couple good little thingies, and it does feel better. It feels like no play in it. Right, so neutral first, second, third. Third is a bit short. Fourth, fifth, reverse. Yeah, I think that's good. I'll torque these down now. Okay, these are torqued down. No specific spec. They just kind of have to be on there. This is good here. Now I need to put on the insulation. Some big pieces of insulation here. I believe the two pieces go somehow. Like you have a square end. I'm not sure which way the square side goes. Okay, cobalt insulation. People said flat sides front and to the right. So I got that. It's slightly underneath the boot. And then this guy goes on top. Oh, that's nice. That is quite nice indeed. Perfect. Now I can replace the soft boot that's over there. Okay, so we got 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take those out and we'll see what it looks like. The 4 screws are off over there. I can take this guy off. Pretty disgusting. And then you can see there's some little clips on the side there, and that those will go into the holes on that guy. Took the opportunity to clean the inside here and also clean this guy to make him a bit more not icky. It has 2 little prongs on the front, 3 on the back. This guy has one with 3 and one with 2. So that's the orientation it goes in. Okay, those slipped on really easily. And then this is slightly narrow toward the top, and that's slightly narrow toward the top, so this is the direction it goes in. So let's get that installed. Okay, that's the new upper boot installed. I think I need to poke these inward when I put it on the thingy. Yeah, that's to go like that. I'm pretty sure. I'll use my pick to push them in. Here it is installed. It went on ridiculously easy compared to the other time. The screws are in. This guy goes in there. Clickety clickety. And now let's get our shifter on. Yeah, it's on. It took some effort because the little flaps that were on there, they didn't go down, they went up into here, and then I wanted to avoid this from like twisting too much. But now it's all installed. I'm going to quickly put the detail to shine and protect this area because it is a bit icky right now, honestly. So I'm going to do that, and then we're done for the day. Successful shifter reboot build. Yeah.